This episode of Going In Raw is sponsored by Liquid IV. Summer is jam-packed and the heat can be no joke, which means summertime is also the time to prioritize hydration. And Liquid IV delivers an optimized ratio of electrolytes, vitamins, and nutrients, which turns ordinary water into extraordinary hydration.
With 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink and 8 vitamins and nutrients, Liquid IV is your perfect companion this summer, whether you're working out, chilling poolside, or hydrating after a night out.
So tear, pour, and live more and turn your ordinary water into extraordinary hydration with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use code RAW at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code RAW at liquidiv.com. Hey, Friendo, Steve here.
Hey, Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. On today's episode, we've got your AEW Dynamite review where Blood and Guts was announced, and Will Ospreay put his paws all over the AEW World Championship. We'll talk about where this might lead to heading forwards, Larson.
Yeah, we will, but first, we got some news about Ricochet. You know, the expectation is at some point this summer he's going to show up in All Elite Wrestling. But
speaking of, Will Ospreay was even posting teases on social media, him standing in front of like a column with the word Ricochet on it.
Yeah. But his time in WWE might not be up quite yet. So, you know, after that vicious attack at the hands of Braun Breaker this past Monday Night's Raw, the assumption, of course, along with the reporting, was that it was WWE's attempt to write Ricochet off TV.
Mm-hmm.
PW Insider reported that he could still make additional appearances for the company because Fightful Select is reporting that Ricochet's contract doesn't actually expire until July.
Oh, that is like 2 months away. Are we? Did it specify
2 months?
like
It's next month, buddy?
What did I say? 2 months? I'm sorry, I meant 2 weeks away. Did it specify
a day?
Like
no.
When in July?
Just
no,
July. Just
okay.
July. So WWE did take to Twitter to post an update on Ricochet's condition, saying that he would, quote, be out of action for an undisclosed amount of time with upper body injuries. So it could be a couple weeks, could be a week, it could be 3 years, could be 5 years.
Undisclosed is indefinite for sure. Yeah, they're sort of synonymous. So we don't know. I guess like my biggest. We talked about this on the Raw review. Plenty of people on social media were, including those other guys, Dave Meltzer, was saying that that's not exactly the way he would have written off Ricochet if you're writing
pretty
somebody
open-ended.
off.
It seemed kind of open-ended, yeah.
And it seemed like not even open-ended, but arguably set up for an angle or part of an angle that would lead to some sort of match where he comes back, which, it kind of looked like that. So, you know, I would personally, I think it would be awesome if he came back for a Braun Breaker match. Braun Breaker beats him and leaves, and Ricochet gets that last moment with, you know, a full arena. Mm-hmm. That would be kind of great for him because he's not going to experience that again if he goes to those other guys. I'm joking. It's all jokes. So I think that's a good way, you know, having somebody simply leave a company. That's a good enough way to write somebody off. You know, he's going somewhere else. That's fine. You know,
I mean, you can do the stipulation, have the match, and have Ricochet say, if I can't beat you after all that you've done to me, I'm not going to be a WWE anymore.
I mean, that's a good, you know, you should get on the mic and be like, listen, guys, I got to downgrade to the lower leagues, to the minor leagues. It's all jokes. So, yeah, man, I think for a guy like Ricochet, you know, a nice send-off from the crowd would probably better than just like going out on the ambulance with his thumbs up like
just
that.
Thumbs up. I know, and there's been a lot of interest in this story and in Ricochet's departure, and it's not very often that WWE would looks out and sees the response that particular segment, the conversation about Ricochet, is he coming, is he going, is he staying, I should say, is he staying, is he going, and to take advantage of the conversation and not just do the attack and write him off, but have the attack and have it the attack go down in a way that could potentially lead to more. And the end result is going to be great for Braun Breaker because when this match happens, if it does, Braun's going to win that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's a chance that rather than having some sort of loser leaves WWE stipulation, it could simply be Braun wins and then really beats up Ricochet to the extent that it's writing him off.
They effectively kayfabe kill a guy. Yeah. I'm trying to remember like what other like beat them down. I think Matt Hardy got beaten down so bad in WWE by like Randy Orton, I think. Did they do the thing with him where he got beat so bad that he was gone?
Before he showed up in AEW, yeah.
Yeah. So they could do that. I think just like a really strong effort. I mean, look, that's his thing, is like the in-ring stuff. A really strong effort against Braun Breaker, but Braun Breaker beats him in the end. And then, beats feet out of there, and Ricochet gets his little goodbye. Or you could do what you're saying and just leave him completely a bloody, disgusting
Or
mess.
it could be a situation where Ricochet loses, and Braun leaves for the moment.
Oh, no.
Ricochet gets to say his goodbyes, and as he's soaking in the applause from the crowd, whoop-ha, spear.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then Braun annihilates him.
Yeah, just absolutely kills him. Yeah. And then Ilya comes down. You think it's to make the save. Nah. He's like, listen.
He gets a couple stomps in, too. Yeah.
I hear you're leaving. This is our unfinished business. And he gives him a human torpedo or whatever it's called. What's the Moscow something or another?
The Torpedo Moscow?
Torpedo Moscow?
He does it, but it puts him through the LED screen or something. I don't know.
It's going to be my wrestling gimmick, human torpedo.
Human torpedo. There you go.
So, yeah, remains to be seen. You know why, Larson? Because he blows up as soon as he gets to the ring.
There you go. Yeah, it remains to be seen whether we're going to see Ricochet back on WBTV or not. Considering his contract doesn't expire till July, apparently, it wouldn't surprise me because there's easily more they could do with it. So, wouldn't shock me. Fightful also reported that Samantha Irvin is on the road or going to be in Scotland this weekend for SmackDown Clash at the Castle. They weren't aware of the length she has remaining on her contract, but she is, for the time being, remaining with WWE.
She's not the only one that's going to be watching Clash at the Castle. We're going to be watching Clash at the Castle. Larson, live right here at youtube.com/Steve
But not
Larson.
from Scotland, from these seats we're in right now.
You got that right. Maybe we can do some of those fake backgrounds of like Scottish...
the Highlands behind us. Yeah.
The Highlands behind us. We'll be in Inverness or something like that. Speaking of which, though, I got a notification just now, thanks to my Arby's app. Arby's reward gave to me 5 for $5 and new offers each month.
We got to do that on Saturday, buddy.
I know.
Are we going to do the 5 for $5 challenge? One roast beef sandwich for every match?
Challenge. Pfft. Maybe a challenge for you, Tiny.
Hey, I need those calories to get these muscles built up here.
Oh yeah, man! You just take the bread away and just eat the roast beef. I know,
the stack the roast beef, 5 for $5. I'll make my own meat mountain over here.
Yeah, dude, I'm looking for. I might be hopefully. I mean, man, I only got 2 days left. Really, just today and tomorrow. But that beef shirt. I wanted to be here by Clash at the Castle.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
Oh, man. Let's see if there's any status update on that.
So you got delivery update. Let's talk about Dynamite, because I thought, especially compared to last week, it was a pretty solid show. There was two pretty good segments, really good segments, I thought, to open and close the show. You had Swerve open the show with the promo, and then questioning whether Will Ospreay had the killer instinct. Said we've seen it. We've seen him be an assassin before. He's referring to the Storm Driver. When utilizing that, that's Ospreay with the killer instinct. But we haven't seen that from Ospreay since the Danielson match, and he's wondering if Ospreay has it in him, which I think is great because he's playing into the idea that Ospreay is conflicted about that, and he's challenging him. Yeah, bust out the Storm Driver on me. Give it a try. Because then Ospreay is going to have to face his conscience creeping up on him. You don't want to hurt this guy. That's been Ospreay's story, and that could open the door for an opportunity for Swerve to take advantage, get the win there.
Yeah, no, I think you're right, and I think that's how it's going to play out at Forbidden Door. This is kind of how Steve sees it right now. Forbidden Door, Ospreay can't pull the trigger, can't get it done. So he does not win against Swerve, which is smart because it gives Ospreay his first loss, and really you kind of need that, you know?
And it's to the world champion, too, you know? It's
to the world champion.
Yeah.
And I agree. I liked Dynamite last night. And so after that, you've got Blood and Guts on July 24th, I think they said it was.
Yeah.
And it seems possible that you have Swerve on the opposite side of the Elite in Blood and Guts.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe with Ospreay.
So here's an idea I had, and I don't think it's going to happen, but it could be interesting. So last night, during Swerve's promo, the Elite interrupt, and Matt Jackson pitches Swerve on joining their team at Blood and Guts. Swerve turns the invitation down. And, you know, it'd be easy to make the assumption that that's when the recruiting effort by the Elite's going to end. But what if we still have the story beat with Ospreay not be able to do the Storm Driver? The Elite helps Swerve win, not because Swerve's joining him, in an effort to recruit Swerve for Team Elite for Blood and Guts. So now Ospreay has a very, very strong issue with the Elite coming out of that match. Swerve's like, I didn't want their help. Damn you, Elite, for helping me. And so we have Swerve and Ospreay on Team AEW, Blood and Guts, but there's still a lot of heat between them. Mm-hmm. Trust issues, perchance, because Ospreay's like, I'm teaming up with you, but then these guys helped you win our title match. I don't think I like that. But still, they have to do it. The Acclaimed are also part of Team AEW. That seems pretty obvious.
Yeah, right.
Hangman could be the fifth man for the Elite.
Ooh.
He could come back. I don't think Billy Gunn's going to be the fifth man for Team AEW in a Blood and Guts match.
I was about to say Billy Gunn and Blood and Guts. That's kind of scary.
No. So who could the fifth man on Team AEW be?
Oh, no. Here's the thing, though. They don't care. It'll be Billy Gunn. Oh, come on. It won't be that bad. What's your concern about Billy Gunn?
Where to start? He's not the best wrestler.
Blood and Guts doesn't need that, though.
He's over 60 years old.
That's kind of a concern.
In a match that tends to be pretty darn violent.
He doesn't see. Okay, my thing is this. Number one, I've never really been huge on the blood on War Games. When WWE shit.
E-Drone Steve.
No, even in the case of WWE, I haven't always been into it.
All right, there you go.
I like when there's a fucking damn good story there.
Yeah.
But I don't think Billy Gunn's age. Look, we all acknowledge that he is in absolutely phenomenal shape, right?
That's you can't dispute that.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'll put it this way. Billy Gunn will do better in Blood and Guts than Jericho did in Blood and Guts.
Probably.
And they had Jericho at Blood and Guts. So I don't see a big problem with this.
I just feel like there's a fifth man you could have on Team AEW that would tell a better story and have lead to more heat for the match.
I don't disagree with you. I'm saying, why would they feel the need? Billy Gunn is really over. People really like that guy. He is.
No, I know. I'm just saying I'm indifferent. Like, I know he's over, but ever since they made Billy Gunn more a focal point of the Acclaimed's presentation, the Acclaimed have not been as successful as they were prior to. Remember when Billy Gunn left because he thought he was bringing the Acclaim down?
Yeah, right.
Like after they dropped the tag titles, the focus of the Acclaim story was Billy Gunn.
Yeah, look, I don't disagree with anything you're saying. I think that one doesn't necessarily mean the other, though. I think that the Acclaimed, I think they goofed up on that, but Billy Gunn is over, and I think also that the Acclaimed with Billy Gunn could have still been a really hot act if they just wrote them into better shit. But yeah, like Billy Gunn was a focus, but people like Billy Gunn. But people really love the Acclaim too. It's just they were so hot back in the day. They should have never gone for the trio stuff, but I don't know. I guess I get why they did it. Whatever.
I'm not sure either.
Because Dax got on a podcast. That's why they did it.
There's more interesting options for a fifth person for Team AEW.
I can agree with that. I don't think that they're going to go that route, but I guess we'll see. Here's this thing. Usually Steve's number one fan of Larson's fantasy book. Here's the big problem with your fantasy book, though, dude.
Oh, I'm not putting that out there as like a legitimate thing. It just crossed my mind that if you want to easily motivate Swerve and Ospreay teaming together for blood and guts and amplify the beef between them. What
is Swerve? In your scenario, Swerve's not going to get a clean win over Ospreay.
Yeah, I know.
Ugh.
That's why I didn't say I was like advocating for that idea. I was just putting it out.
Here's my own tepid, thing. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Ospreay being afraid to pull the trigger on Swerve is kind of like good enough.
But that would still happen.
Oh, okay. So to beat Ospreay, it takes outside interference plus Ospreay's own internal interference.
Like I said, I didn't say it was a good idea.
That's okay. I'm full of dog shit fantasy book ideas. People dog me on WrestleJuice.
Man, we gotta fill an hour podcast. We gotta have some conversation about random stuff.
So yeah, man. I don't know. I like. I really like Dynamite last night, or I liked Dynamite last night in that it started hot with Swerve immediately getting put where he should be, and that's in the A storyline.
Yeah.
And the idea of Okada and Swerve mixing it up somehow was awesome, even though I don't think they're ever going to actually pull the trigger on that, at least not in 2024, like an actual full-blown match between Swerve and Okada.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen until Swerve. So, like, after Forbidden Door, you got Blood and Guts. Swerve and Ospreay are on Team Acclaimed. And then after that, you go into... So, what is it? The winner of the Owen Cup? Is that what it is? The winner of the Owen Cup gets a shot at the title?
Gets the main event spot at All In, yeah.
Do we know when the Owen Cup stuff starts?
After Forbidden Door, I believe.
After Forbidden Door. Is Swerve going to win the Owen... I'm sorry, is Ospreay going to win the Owen Cup?
No, I wouldn't think so.
No?
No.
You don't think they're going to... See, my scenario that I'm not advocating for, but I could totally see, is Ospreay uses blood and guts to unlock the killer instinct because it is blood and guts.
Yeah.
And then he wins the Owen Cup. He's able to find the killer instinct against Swerve in the main event at Wembley, and he wins there.
That could be.
This is what I would probably prefer, that not happen. Dude, honestly, I just thought it'd be way cooler if they have Swerve. God, I keep on calling Ospreay Swerve. If they have Ospreay build that international title into like a title that Ospreay beats Mox for. Ospreay beats. Well, that's not gonna happen because the IWGP champion. But he
Trevor
beats
Mann.
He beats. Yeah. Trevor Mann versus fucking Ospreay at Wembley should probably be the thing.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And
Ricochet loses debut match.
Well,
he could beat Seidel first.
Yeah, he'll have some more matches. He'll beat Seidel and I don't know, Action Andretti. I don't know.
QT Marshall.
Yeah. No, QT doesn't wrestle.
Oh no, what's his face? Rocky Romero. Rocky Romero does all the job stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, just because I think it's easy to make the assumption if Ospreay's in the world title picture now at Forbidden Door, that a scenario like that could happen where he enters the Owen Cup, wins, and then wins it ultimately at Wembley. But, like, I don't know if they want to give Danielson the title shot, which could be his last match as a full-time wrestler, and that, like, him against Swerve, main event of Wembley, that's a pretty huge match, and that's a huge win for Swerve. It should be.
Yeah.
And then I think if Ricochet is going to come to AEW, going right, I make the case all the time, the AEW is not about wins and losses, it's about performance.
Sure.
And if they want to put on a spectacular bout in front of 40, 50, 60,000 people, however many people are going to be in Wembley this year. Mm-hmm. You do Ospreay and Ricochet, and you tell them, go to town.
Oh, yeah.
Make that match at Best of Super Juniors a few years back look like a warm-up.
Yeah, right.
You know, we've seen Ospreay's growth as an in-ring performer since then.
Yeah.
And, you know, Ricochet having gone through the WWE system now and their emphasis on their approach to in-ring storytelling, I'd be really interested to see what Ricochet busts out post-WWE, going through their system, learning how they do things, and then finding a way to create an amalgam of that plus what he used to do.
Yeah.
You know, because it still feels like it's tip of the iceberg with what he can do in the ring during his time at WWE. Anyway.
I feel like, you know, a lot of 5-minute headlocks will be good at Wembley.
Yeah, totally.
You know, doing this shit. And he does a thing where he grabs his arms and he's putting his knee in his back, and Ospreay's like doing this for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I could definitely see that as a possibility. And it you know, to have win or lose Ricochet's debut pay-per-view match at their Giant Stadium show against one of the most popular wrestlers in the company, you know, putting on potentially performance of a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's going to be huge for Ricochet if that's the route they go. They could just go Ospreay beat Swerve at All In. I hope not, because I feel like there's a lot of interesting stories you can tell with them separate from colliding again for the title. Another thing about my terrible fantasy booking idea is that it gets Ospreay in the A story too.
Yeah.
Directly feuding with the Elite. There's obviously 5 other ways you could probably do it. But.
I mean, they could just try to go and recruit. Once Swerve says "fuck off,h," which he
they could try to
did,
recruit. Yeah.
They try to recruit Ospreay. He says, you know, he gives him the old, you know, 2 fingers up thing, and then they're done.
That's probably the better way to go.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, you want to go ahead and pay some bills?
Let's pay some bills.
All right.
This episode of Going in Raw is sponsored by BetterHelp, Steve.
Yep.
Looking at the calendar over here, watch. Just looking at my phone, seeing what the date was. This year is already halfway gone.
Oh, my gosh.
6 months through 2024. And with life moving so fast, it's important to take the time to celebrate your wins and make the adjustments you need for the rest of the year. And therapy can help you track your progress and set goals for the rest of 2024 and beyond.
And if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. BetterHelp is completely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited for your schedule. All you got to do to get started is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge.
You know, and I've spoken about this before, but back in my mid-20s, I was dealing with severe anxiety, and going to therapy allowed me to take a moment and learn the skills I needed to better cope with my anxiety and set me on the path to hopefully being a better Larson. So take a moment. Visit BetterHelp.com/Raw today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Raw. And let's get a word from our sponsor, Liquid IV. Summer, basically here, and mine is looking to be jam-packed with activities, and most of those activities, of course, summer, are outside in the heat. And as we know from playing basketball so far, you know, twice a week, this heat is no joke. It's probably going to be hot tomorrow when we play too, which means summertime is also the time to prioritize hydration.
That's right. And with all the drinks out there, you want hydration that works. And Liquid IV delivers extraordinary hydration thanks to advanced science. Thanks to Live Hydra Science, 1 stick of Liquid IV delivers an optimized ratio of electrolytes, vitamins, and nutrients.
Yeah, I've discovered firsthand that Liquid IV gives me superior hydration compared to water alone, especially out there on the basketball court. You know, you've experienced this, Steve, firsthand. You know I sweat a lot when I'm out there throwing down windmill jams in your face. What?
That never has happened.
Oh, sure it has. And not only is Liquid IV the ideal companion before, during, and after workouts or dunking on Steve, Liquid IV is a must-have if you're traveling, chilling poolside, or looking to hydrate after a night out.
I mean, we could go find some 7-foot hoops, perhaps. Maybe we can do that.
It would just make it that much easier, Steve.
It would make probably fun, to be honest with you. So tear, pour, and live more, and turn your ordinary water into extraordinary hydration with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use code RAW at checkout.
That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code RAW at liquidiv.com.
All right. So, otherwise, on Dynamite, we had, of course, everybody's favorite TV time. We had another TV time segment, Larson, this time with Private Party. I felt like this one at least moved better than the last one. And we got the Private Party humiliating Jericho. I mean, this is going to lead to... This whole thing is set up to help get Private Party over, right? Like, they got to come out at the top of this feud, right? Right?
Not so sure about that.
They have to.
I feel like it's going to be Bill and Brian Keith if they're the tag team.
They'll take the L. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not so sure about that, Steve.
Really?
Yeah.
Brian Keith is hilarious. They need to let him on the mic more.
I know.
Lame ass corn.
I know. He's the standout so far of these learning tree segments. Yeah, it didn't overstay its welcome. And at least it gave the opportunity for a Private Party to get one up on Jericho.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And Jericho wasn't doing the super obnoxious voice that he was doing last week.
Yeah, they definitely dialed that back. I wonder if that's just sort of like based off of presentation when you're on the mic in the middle of the ring and you have like dialogue as opposed to little skits. You know, maybe that's the reason, and that wasn't intentional. I kind of feel like if he did more backstage stuff, that would happen again. But yeah, I think that, look, it's no better, but when you bring Private Party in to interact with the segment and, you know, to mock him as a character, I think, you know, it wasn't excruciating like it was a little while, like the last.
It breaks up the monotony of what Jericho does.
It does, yeah. Yeah,
somewhat.
Although his long rant about agriculture was, you know, with the exception of Brian Keith saying "lame ass corn." I don't know why calling corn lame ass is hilarious. So,
Brian Keith knows his character and his role in all this, and does it really well.
I know they need to give him a larger role too, because him, like, you know, blaming everything on the disrespect to Chris Jericho is hilarious. Let's talk about Roosh.
He wrestled his doppelganger.
Oh, and he beat the living shit out of this guy. Yeah. Roosh matches are my favorite. I am so looking forward to him versus MJF.
It's going to be fun. They're going to present it commercial free to open Dynamite next week.
Yeah, so I don't know. You know, do they sense that? Do they give a shit about NXT, or is this like something like they're negotiating with Warner Brothers? Like,
did you see NXT's numbers?
Yeah, they weren't great.
No, they were down from last week.
They were significant. It was like 710.
Yeah,
total overall viewership.
Cody, not a draw confirmed.
Cody, what the hell, dude? Meltzer's got the numbers. He says you're top draw of all time.
Not in NXT's not.
Apparently not.
If anything, you know, he hinders their performance in the ratings department.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how next week does. Well, I don't know. I'm not giving a shit about the ratings, but it is kind of interesting. So I guess I do kind of give a shit. But yeah, what do you think is there any, I don't know, because this seems a little bit out of the norm, you know, Roosh versus MJF. That's kind of a big deal.
Oh, to have it on Dynamite?
Having it at the beginning of a Dynamite commercial free. It sounds
let's try to draw people in. Yeah, let's try to draw people in to tune in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It goes back to like when AEW for a while, they'd have what you would think be the main event open the show to try to draw people in, and then they have like Matt Sydal versus, I don't know, Nick Jackson be the main event.
I was like, is there some sort of thing happening that they're trying to compete with? Like, are they trying to, or is this like a situation where they got contract negotiations and they're like, man, you're
I don't know. I mean,
right
by the looks of it, the NBA Finals are going to be over by then.
Really? Oh my God.
Did you see Windhorse go all in on?
Oh my God, yeah.
Tearing down Lucas D.
Yeah, yeah, because it is terrible. It's awful. And like, dude, I'm sorry, but he's out there. And it's so funny because who was it? I think Garnett said something. I didn't see the actual quote, but I saw somebody on Twitter quoting it saying that Luka, he thought was going to pass LeBron's scoring record. And I was like, number one, Luka's not the most athletic guy in the world. Like, he can run and everything, but like, when you look at his game, it like it moves in slow motion sometimes.
I know. He knows leverage and he knows angles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he ain't going to last 20 years.
Yeah, probably not. Not playing defense like that, he's not.
Well, no, that would actually help because he puts no effort into it whatsoever. Anyways, that's a conversation for our NBA podcast. Yeah, no, Boston's built to win, man. That team is, oh my God. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive into it. It kicked off with Swerve. Swerve comes to the ring, and he says, "You ready for some Dynamite tonight?" He does the old Walmart entrance. Hey, guys, how you doing? Welcome to Walmart. He says, "You ready for some Forbidden Door?" You should be. In one corner, you got Will Ospreay challenging the mogul himself, Swerve Strickland, in the main event. Two absolute stars colliding for all the gold, baby. Two killers. Well, more like one killer in that ring. Will, I told you 10 years ago that once you develop that killer instinct, no one in this industry will be able to stop you. I'll take you back to Forbidden Door last year, you versus Kenny. I saw a killer, I saw an assassin get the job done. Fast forward to you and Takeshita. An assassin got the job done. Fast forward to Dynasty, you versus Bryan. An assassin got the job done. A double or nothing? Not really. Anybody see that assassin? I'm not a target you want to hesitate on. I got the nickname Kill Shot for a reason, because if you don't pull the trigger, I sure as hell will. But that doesn't mean I don't respect you. I respect you're a fighting champ. You're defending against Phoenix tonight. You're a fighting champ, unlike some EVPs, those other guys, who haven't defended their titles since they won them.
And then you hear Okada go, hey.
And I'm like, wait, who's that?
And so the new elite come out to the stage, and Okada says, "Whose house? It's my house, bitch."
That was funny.
And so Nick tells Okada to relax and apologizes to Swerve for
Nick
Okada.
was good on the promo. Like,
He was.
We had talked a little while ago about the dynamic between Nick and Matt, like who's the better promo. And one of the things that we broached was, well, maybe Nick, because he says less, is just more effective. He was talking a lot, and I thought he was really good. They need to have this guy talk more, man.
I know. So Nick says, we came out here to address some business that you're a part of, Swerve, but we'll get to that later. Right now, I want to talk about how dominant we are. We took out Kenny, broke Eddie Kingston's leg, and Anarchy in the Arena. We destroyed Team AEW. Half the roster is gone because of us. All the trolls and the bots, they still doubt us. Hell, even the wrestlers in the back, they don't think we're violent enough. Well, guess what? We challenge AEW's best in the most violent match in AEW, Blood and Guts.
Blood and Guts.
And Matt then says, Swerve, this is where you come into the picture. We don't exactly love all the things you said about us, but we like you, man. We think you're cool. You're young and a champ just like us. So do you want to stand by winners? Swerve, do you want to change the world? Swerve, traditionally Blood and Guts is 5-on-5. There's only 4 of us. Will you be our 5th man? And to make it official, I've always wanted to see you in our new sneakers, champ. So he hands up a pair of the Young Bucks Reebok pumps. Mm-hmm. And Swerve says, first of all, I don't wear size 9s. Second of all, pearl necklaces, nobody wears those anymore. Third, I'm a businessman. I do my own stuff. Fourth, I'm a philanthropist, Nana. So Nana takes the pumps and throws them into the crowd. Mm-hmm. And Matt says, relax. You see that buzzing around? Oh, I think it's the injury bug. He just landed on you, champ. So the elite, they get ready to square up. The Acclaim's music hits. They run to the ring to make the save. The elite slide out, and before anybody can fight, Dad comes out, Christopher Daniels, and tells everybody to settle down.
What do you think of Daniels as a faux Adam Pearce / Nick Aldis, dude? Wow. I appreciate your efficiency there, man. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that.
I still feel like he's got the gravitas for the role.
You know, I'm hoping that he'll find it because he's sort of been thrust into this role. It's kind of not his thing, you know. He's the fallen angel, not the fallen HR manager, man.
You know, like Nick Aldis, and you know, it's given that he's the on-screen authority figure in AEW, it invites comparisons to his contemporaries.
Mm-hmm.
Namely Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce. Nick Aldis, he carries himself like he is the boss.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he's very, yeah.
He's imposed. He's got an imposing presence because he's just as tall, if not taller, than a lot of the wrestlers.
Yeah, right.
He's a matter of months from his last match. He could still go, you know. And Adam Pearce, he's got the tenure, but his character is interesting because he's constantly flustered by like the most basic things his job brings his way. And so it's interesting. And he still has a presence about him. Like, he doesn't deal with much. He doesn't put up with much bullshit.
Yeah, right.
You know? Right. Anyways, Daniel comes out, and he's like, oh, we won't have any fighting out here because we have a show to put on. I'm like, all right, this is lame, man. Let him fight. Send security out if you don't want to fight.
He did the old hose him down thing. Like, the crowd completely deflated. They were like, oh, man, these guys are going to throw. This is going to be cool. This is going to be shit that's going to happen. He's like, calm down, everybody. Just stop where you are. Everybody stand very still right now.
I know. Nobody move.
Nobody move. Except you, Jack Perry. You're going to have a match right now. He looks down. He's like, no, I'm wearing jeans. I'm scapegoat. And he's like, all right, listen. We're going to have one of these TNT qualifiers here. And you're going to fight this guy.
It's natural Dustin Rhodes.
The natural Dustin Rhodes. Yeah.
Dustin got busted open early. He was bleeding all over the place.
He did, yeah.
And there was like an exposed turnbuckle. Jack Perry exposed the concrete under the floor mats. Used that to get the win. So he hits Dustin with a DDT on the exposed concrete. Dustin barely beats the 10 count. So while Aubrey wasn't looking, Jack Perry kicks Dustin right in the front area. And then follows with a running knee to get the win.
Yep, your new TNT champion coming up pretty soon, I think, man. Does that match happen at Forbidden Door?
Yeah, it's a ladder match.
Nice. After that, we had a recap of Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly on Collision. I did not watch Collision this week, Larson. Did you?
Nor did I. I watched Battleground instead.
Yeah, I didn't even watch. Oh, it was my anniversary. That's why.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have all, good excuse not to watch it.
Oh, absolutely. 12 years of pure marital bliss. After that, Orange Cassidy. This is long. This is fun, though. Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, and Kyle O'Reilly. This was sort of notable because Mark Briscoe just was yelling into the camera, which was great because Mark Briscoe's awesome.
Yeah.
He should do more weather segments, though.
He definitely should. He basically made everybody crack up in this segment.
Yeah, exactly. So Renee asked him how they're teaming together after being opponents on Collision. Kyle O'Reilly's like, we're friends. We can compete on Saturday and tag on Wednesday just fine. And then Orange Cassidy, talking about the Callis family and Trent and Statlander, says, there's a few people who I think have my back, but there's one person I definitely know has my back. So Willow steps in, and she's sort of mimicking the Orange Cassidy gimmick. Mark interjects. He said, last week's in the past. You never know you're going to get when you go by going to look in a rearview mirror, because today is a day, and the word of the day is conglomeration. We're a conglomeration of individuals right here. 3 men who are in dire straits this evening. Roddy, Fletcher, and Takeshita. I got Kyle O'Reilly here. He's going to kick you in the face. And I got main man with his hands in his pocket, and his jaw is going to rock it. Tonight you boys are in trouble. There's one thing you do, get your ass whooped. And everybody was sort of cracking up. And then they were like, okay, well, nobody can follow that.
Yeah. It was pretty good. Then we got Roosh taking on Dion Roosman.
Dion Roosh, man. Dion get his ass kicked by Roosh, man.
Yeah. And like, he had the long hair that was kind of... there's a lot of similarities between him and Roosh.
Yeah.
And I wonder how much of that was intentional.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't really think about it while it was happening, to be honest.
Commentary was talking about it.
Dude, I don't listen to them.
I know.
I'm sorry, man. I like Taz and I like Shivani. Excalibur's a bit too much for me. But yeah, I don't know. Because here's my thing. When I see Roosh in the ring, I am exclusively focused on one thing. Him beating the shit out of people.
Oh, he's so good. And you beat the shit out of Dion Roosman. One pretty quickly with the bull's horn. Then he gets him back in the ring and grabs the mic from Justin Roberts and says, typical American like you all. Weak. And so he sets up for another bull's horn. MJF's music hits. And again, they start brawling. So again, Christopher Daniels gets out there and tries to get him to calm down.
Mm-hmm.
Totally ineffective. They end up brawling up through the crowd backstage. And then Excalibur announces Roosh versus MJF to open Dynamite next week.
Yeah, no commercials. Yeah, I liked it because like everything had, number one, when you're looking at like where we're at right now, so you start off with the Swerve Elite promo. It's your A story. That's how it should start.
Yeah.
It's funny, dude. We did this. We did a count out that's going to be airing next week on WCW Ball Drops.
Mm-hmm.
And during the episode, just to sort of like, I don't know, flesh it out a little bit, I turned on the week after the Finger Poke of Doom. And one thing I noticed, and I didn't really spell it out during the episode, was like they did like a Elite recap or sorry, let me back up. They did an NWO promo on the following Thunder, but they didn't get to the NWO's promo on Nitro until like 2 hours in or an hour in. It started off with like a bunch of limp ass stuff. Like there's no energy there.
Yeah.
And when I'm looking at this, Swerve, the A story, the Elite, the A story come out, and they're talking about both A stories, Swerve and Ospreay and the Elite, all coming together in one big A story. That should lead off your episode. And I thought that was really strong. That leads into a match with stakes in it. Yep. And that leads it. And then we have that Orange Cassidy thing, and that had a lot of good energy to it. And then you have this Roosh MJF stuff, which I think people are really interested in. And that is chaotic by the end of that as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's just like boom, 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 boom. Things keep going. And
it was well paced.
There's not a lot of opportunities for people to be like, oh, I'm fucking bored. I'm changing the channel.
Yeah. Yeah. And wisely, they put the TV time segment towards the end, right before the main event.
Yeah, exactly. No,
and kept
you're
it
exactly
short. So
because nobody's going to turn when like they know Ospreay versus Phoenix is next.
I know.
That's really smart pacing.
It is. It was a really well-paced, constructed show. We get a recap from Saturday on Collision. Samoa Joe and Hook busting into the Premier Athletes locker room and beating them down. Shibata manning the camera, too.
Yeah, that was cute.
And then we got Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, and Mark Briscoe taking on Kyle Fletcher, Takeshita, Roddy. Fletcher gets the win here, pinning Briscoe after a pile driver. So I wonder if they're going to set up a Ring of Honor title match between the two, since Mark Briscoe is your Ring of Honor champion.
Isn't Fletcher still like the TV champion or something? He was some champion.
Yeah, he was. I don't know if he still is, though.
Because Wheeler's still the pure champion.
Yeah, Wheeler's a pure champion now. Maybe Fletcher is TV champ. I don't remember. Yeah, that sounds right. So, anyways, after the match, the heels. The heels are beating up the baby faces. Willow's music hits, but rather than Willow coming to the ring to maybe make the save, Statlander chucks Willow out of the tunnel onto the stage. And Stokely says, "Willow, wake up. Wake your ass up." Well, I tried. When you go back and watch this, here's a message for you the next time you decide to get in our business. We're not going to drag you to the stage. We're going to be dragging you to the ER.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so Statlander still.
Again, you get,
attacking Willow.
Some chaos, some violence. People just look. The bottom line is people just want to see cool shit.
Exactly.
After that, we had a Ray Phoenix interview. Renee says Phoenix's first run with the international title was cut short due to her injury. Ray told her he knows how good Ospreay is, but he is Uno.
It was like a recap of an interview.
Yeah, right. After that,
it's because Alex Abrahantes is injured.
Oh, I
mentioned that some point. Maybe it's during the main event.
Oh,
I
okay.
mentioned that during the main event that Alex is not. Which honestly,
oh wow.
Like Phoenix and Penta are super cool.
Continue that.
And I don't know if Alex adds to that cool factor when he does the entrance with them.
Is it possible that the whole male cheerleader thing takes away from the coolness factor? Come on, sack up. Just say it, Larson. Male cheerleaders are nerds.
No, that's not my point. I'm not trying to make that case. I'm just trying to make the case that Alex Abrahantes with the Lucha Brothers.
I'll make the damn case. Having the Spirit Squad out there is not cool. Maybe it'd work for somebody else. Maybe you put him with the premier athletes. Right? That could work. Bunch of losers. Male cheerleaders are losers. So there. No, I'm joking. It's all jokes.
My goodness.
Wow. You're getting me in trouble, dude.
Mission accomplished.
How exciting is this, man? Shingo's going to be in the Owen Hart.
Hell yes.
That's fucking badass, isn't it?
Some great matches. Shingo's awesome.
Good. Great.
He's a hell of a wrestler. One of my favorites. Anyways,
awesome.
More damn Christopher Daniels. He says,
Daniels.
It's like, I got a surprise for you, Elite. Next week, the Young Bucks and Elite, you got eliminator matches. And Okada used to not having the Young Bucks ringside with you. Well, guess what, Young Bucks? You won't have any of the Elite ringside because all the seconds banned from ringside.
Yeah, I love that phrase, the seconds.
Yeah.
Your seconds are banned, you know. It's like you and I walking around. Whoa,
It's the last thing I want to hear, like on Thanksgiving, though. Seconds are banned.
I will fight. I don't care what Daniels does. I will fight.
I know.
Somebody tells me my seconds on Thanksgiving are banned, man. I go to my mom's house.
You're telling me there's this platter full of stuffing and I can't touch it?
Oh, not the stuffing, especially this. Dude,
Get out of here.
I could eat stuffing all day long, dude. I'm
Same.
not joking. God damn. I'd be afraid to that's what we should do for pay-per-views, like Forbidden Door. We should just a ton of Stofers do eating competition. How many boxes of Stofers can you eat?
That's tough though, because if you're drinking water, that shit just expands in your gut.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's probably not healthy, dude.
It's probably not good. Plus all the salt, butter.
God.
It's delicious. Don't get me wrong.
It tastes amazing.
But it's probably not. But then again, we're talking about eating 5 roast beef sandwiches on Saturday. So then we got premier athletes: Tony Nese and Arya Daivari taking on Samoa Joe and Hook. So backstage, the premier athletes, their music hits. We cut backstage, and Joe and Hook are talking about how Tony Nese is from New York. There's like having a conversation, and Joe's like, "All right, come on, let's go." So they go up the ramp and they attack Nese and Daivari. During their entrance, Shibata's out there with the TV camera photographing it.
Yeah.
He's got the new Nike Pegasus 41s, I think he was.
Oh, is that what they were? Those were Volt, right?
Yeah, they're super bright Volt.
Yeah.
So Hook's isolated for a bit. He does the nope spot. Joe's like, oh, pretty cool. Ultimately, we got Daivari looking for the hammerlock lariat. Hook reverses that, the red rum, and while that's happening, Joe is choking out Tony Nese. So Daivari's tapping. We cut down to the floor, and Shibata's choking out Mark Sterling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this team of Joe, Hook, and Shibata is already a lot of fun.
It's pretty great. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, the nope spot was good, too. The Hook doing the nope spot and Joe giving the old thumbs
I
up.
kind of felt like Hook, though, was moving with a bit too much urgency during the nope spot. It's got to be more nonchalant.
Right, no, because he's learning. Because it's like the first time. I don't watch Collision, but as far as I'm concerned, it's the first time he did it. So it's like, hey, if I don't know the timing of it, I'm going to be like, oh, shit, I got to get out of the way. And Joe's like, next time, know to saunter earlier.
You know what Hook needs to do? When he stands up, he needs to get a bag of Funyuns out of his gear, open that up, and start eating the Funyuns as he's doing the nope spot.
I think that'd be great. Yeah.
Even more casual about it.
He's got to add his own, because, everything gets more, people take things to the next level. You had pile drivers back in the 70s, and then New Japan, they introduced the top rope pile driver. Hook with the Funyun nope. That's good.
See, that's good fantasy booking idea, unlike the one I had earlier on.
I get it.
Terrible.
You just want Swerve to look weak. I get it.
No, I don't want to look weak. I want Swerve to look like top star in the company, because that's what he is. He's the champion.
Right. And the way you do
I'll be honest, Steve, I didn't think about it through all the way. I'm like, I'm going to talk about this because we need to fill a show up.
Dude, you know what? Here's the thing, man. 99.9% of the time, your fantasy booking is chef's kiss. You're going to have some turds every once in a while, man. It's all good.
Got about 6 hours of sleep last night.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I wasn't going to say this.
What?
Sold 2 amazing jokes earlier that I had.
I'll tell you, man, I'm basically sleepwalking through this shit.
You were looking down at your phone or something, and I gave you some gold, and you're like, uh-huh. I was like, oh, man, he just killed me right there.
Tell you, man,
It's all good. Hey, I got you covered, man. It's all good. I did a Jim look into the camera. I went like this.
Oh, you did. Oh, I think I caught that out of the side of my eye.
You're like, oh, what's this guy burying me for now?
I know.
Anyways, man, it's all good. It's all we've been doing this for a long time. After that, Stephanie Vacker had a video package, and then we had Mercedes Moné versus Zeusis. What a great name!
It is great name. It's
Zeusis.
A fun match.
Yeah, no, this was a lot of fun. They gave this a ton of time too.
I'm constantly impressed. I know people aren't necessarily huge fans of Mercedes' new finisher, but I am constantly impressed with how she gets her opponent in position to hit it.
Yeah,
it's different every time, and it's always really creative.
It is creative, yeah.
So whether it's the most impactful move or is always delivered perfectly, she's finding new and creative and unique ways to get her opponent in position. Like this one, was it Zeusis?
Zeusis
misses the moonsault, and then Mercedes does this thing where she kind of flips over her, gets her in kind of like gory bomb position, and hits it. Mm-hmm. It was great.
Yeah. No, it was
awesome.
Cool. It was cool. Yeah. So yeah, Moné gets the win with that cool finishing thing of hers.
Mm-hmm.
Moneymaker.
Then we got a Mina Shirakawa video package.
Mm-hmm. I wish I would have done this like earlier.
I know. They had this up on, I don't know if it was on Collision or just on social media earlier.
It was on social media for sure.
And I saw it and I was like, oh wow, this is great. They're fleshing out the backstory with her and Mariah. Where was this 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, this should have preceded her debut.
Or at least coincided.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I know.
I mean, I guess better late than never, but
Yeah, it helps things. We had a Tony Storm interview coming off that. Renee asks about the Mina video package, and Tony says it was hardly a video package. And Mariah interrupts, says, firstly, I want to say thank you for entering me into the Owen tournament. Second, Mina's coming back next week, and she wants to do a contract signing. But I'll host it to make sure everybody's on the same page. Tony doesn't seem into that. So Renee mentions Tony's match on Rampage against Alex Windsor. Tony says, oh, what a tangled web we weave. Everyone wants to take a shot. Nevertheless, she persisted. Her tits persevered, and she will always watch for the shoot. I don't know. I can't do it justice. It was a really good segment.
It was really good. Then we got TV time with Private
I'm the
Party.
learning tree.
So Big Bill introduces the show, brings out Jericho. Jericho makes his entrance with Brian Keith, and Jericho says, who wants more TV time? I know I do. Promotes his new Learning Tree shirt.
Is the joke, is he just going to have like a new one of these every single week?
Probably.
I kind of feel like that's going to be. I'm going to see if this is actually, because usually they
get those up quick.
They do, and they also, because he mentions, he's like, yeah, this went up 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But usually, and he says it's like dude, it is so, okay, new arrivals. I want to know what's actually top sellers of the week so far. Let's see what the top sellers of the week are. Oh, that's cool.
While you look that up, then that's when he starts talking about growing corn. Talks about pH levels of the soil. It says the corn he ate was the 7 pH, and it didn't work for him, brother.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Brian Keith says. If you don't want to grow lame ass corn, you better respect Chris Jericho. So Jericho brings out Private Party, so they come in the ring. And Jericho says, Private Party, you've been doing great work, but you haven't been winning matches. The reason that your basics aren't up to snuff. I was trained by Stu Hart. I know my basics. And he says, even how you climb up to the top rope is wrong. So Zay says, hey, show us how to do it. So Jericho says, I'm going to show you how the great Owen Hart taught me how to climb the top rope. And he says, one turnbuckle at a time. You stand up there and you hit your move off the top. So Zay then trips up Jericho. Private Party sends Brian Keith and Bill out of the ring, and then Zay hits Jericho with a swanton. Mark Quinn follows with a shooting star press, and then Bill gets back in the ring, and Private Party take their leave.
I didn't think it was terrible.
It wasn't as bad
funny as last week.
There was nothing funny about last week.
You know what the top selling shirt is, dude?
No.
MJF's Wolf of Wrestling one.
The one with just the writing on it? Or the
No.
It's the AI Wolf on there.
People are saying it's the AI Wolf,
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's number one. Will Ospreay's soccer jersey is number 2.
Hey, did you see people in the crowd wearing shirts that just said bruv? Like in pretty large bold font? It was really simple.
That's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12
That's
pies.
not a terrible shirt.
No, it's all right. It's
design-wise.
Cool. You got this house. Swerve has like a cool house call one.
Yeah, a lot of Swerve shirts are really good.
It's got a. It seems like, is this elephant print? I think it's elephant print.
Oh,
it's got kind of a. It's definitely got a Jordan feel to it. Like
cool.
I could see this at a Nike outlet. It's a good looking shirt because it's like kind of gray elephant print on a black shirt.
it's the one he was wearing last night. Then.
Yeah, and it's got like a teal like offset to it. It looks cool. It's a good looking shirt. Him, MJF, and Ospreay are just selling shit left and right.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's a good looking shirt, dude.
That's pretty good. He's got him doing the house call on it. Yeah, that's definitely the house call font is definitely what Nike has used on shirts before.
Way down here, and maybe it'll change because I put in like best sellers, and this shirt just came out yesterday. But outside of the top 20 is the new Learning Tree. I don't see any other Learning Tree stuff in here.
The one he had last week, that's not on there?
No, not on the top sellers. Best Friends sell a lot of shirts, too. They've got really good. They've got like shirts designs that don't look like wrestling designs. Yeah, they're really good.
So I wonder if it's a situation. I know what Dax talked about, how they hire artists.
Yeah, right.
Pay artists to do designs for them. I wonder if there's. I'd be curious of the data to see if what sells better, shirts designed by outside artists versus in-house artists or designers in AEW.
I suspect, my guess, right? Like, I would think that regardless of what the design is, it's all based on the wrestler.
That has a large part. I would think that'd be a large part of it. Yeah. Wow, this Big Bill shirt is not good.
Which one's the Big Bill one? Oh, is it in the
new arrivals? It just says, whoops. If you go, it's on the new arrivals.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not good. So then we got a Mox Naito video package. That match is going to be a lot of fun at Forbidden Door. You got to think Naito's getting that title back.
You think that's going to happen?
I would think so. Yeah, I would think so.
What would have been the reason for for Mox to get that title in the first place?
Just to put the title on Mox.
Who did he get it off of?
Naito.
Oh, he got it off of Naito?
Yeah, he beat him at the Chicago show.
You going to put some confidence points on Naito winning that title back at Forbidden Door?
Yeah, not about a lot, but I'll put some, yeah.
All right. I haven't really given it much thought. Like, I just feel like, Mox has it now. They seem to like Mox. Seems to be working well. Mox needs to not have that title so we can start losing some matches to like guys like Swerve and Ospreay.
Swerve, I know. Yeah, Mox needs to lose to Swerve. Agreed.
Yeah.
Then we got a Bang Bang Gang promo. It was the Guns and Juice, and they just challenged House of Black to a trios match on the anniversary edition of Collision this Saturday.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that Big Bill shirt's not good.
No.
But he has a shirt, so that's good.
Something. Hopefully he's filling up that merch bucket. Getting that merch money.
I'd be kind of shocked if they did the same thing. I think they just
not.
get like probably a big chunk of that.
Yeah. Then we got Daniel Garcia versus Nick Camarado. We haven't seen Nick Camarado on AEW television for a while. He loses.
Well, this was his AEW Dynamite 2024 debut.
Yeah. He's not been on very much. Garcia went pretty quickly, implant DDT. Will Ospreay's watching backstage because Daniel Garcia wants an international title shot.
MJF was watching too, I think.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
So Ospreay is approached by Renee. She asks him, "How is your body holding up?" And he says, "Oh, the body's holding up fine. And I'd love to stick around and talk about wrestling Daniel Garcia, but I've got a match to deliver on, a contract to hand over as well." So he takes his leave.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a Pac promo.
Yeah, he's not happy with his recent.
He's angry. He's angry again.
Angry Pac. He's down there in the boiler room.
Yeah,
and
somebody
got some
moving a light around his face.
Yeah, right. Yeah. All right, listen. This is what I want you to do. Get that Cucaloris over there. Put it on my busted face.
Move it around. Yeah.
Move it around my busted face. And then, he's unhappy with his recent record. So he's going to be in the Owen Hart tournament so that he can take another big loss.
Yep. And we got our main event, Will Ospreay versus Rey Fenix. So Swerve sitting ringside, front row. So when Ospreay makes his entrance, he stops and hands the contract to him. Mm-hmm. So it is official.
He swerved him some papers.
This match is basically everything you would expect it to be. He swerved him some papers. Very clever. There we go.
Come on, man. I'm giving you gold here.
Slow, man. I'm operating at half speed today. Don't know what to tell you.
It's all good. It's all good.
At least I caught it.
You did catch it. You know, I'm feeding you bullshit, man. You got to give me some static. I need you to give me some static. He swerved him some papers. Oh man. Oh
goodness. Man. So Ospreay gets the win here. And so towards the finish, Fenix is looking for the rolling cutter, and then Ospreay hits him midair with a hidden blade. So Ospreay goes up top, looks at Swerve, and says to him, "This is my house." Hubris. Hits Fenix with the Swerve stomp, follows with a hidden blade to get the win. So Swerve and Nana jump the barricade, get on the apron while Ospreay celebrates. Swerve gets in the ring. Ospreay offers his hand. Swerve doesn't shake it. Just stares at him and says, he didn't have a mic. This is just camera audio. Says, "Do you still think this is a damn game? Do you think I'm playing with you? This is your life you're playing with. This is your career. I'm the one standing in between that. You're still an immature little child. You want to keep having these matches, keep doing it week after week? You can't hold both worlds on your shoulders. You're not strong enough, Will." Ooh. So he turns to leave, and Ospreay snatches the AEW title out of his hand.
It was a great little bit of choreography, too, because Will wasn't trying to. He just ended up with it. Like, he sort of looked like he was, like, they were already kind of linked, and he was, like, trying to aggressively unlink himself from Swerve, and he ended up with the title, and they're both like, the fuck, how did this happen? But he keeps it, puts it over his shoulder, and poses with it, looks right into the camera.
Yeah, and so Swerve gets right in his face and grabs the title back and says, "You're lucky we're still friends, because if anybody else did this, I'd put them in the grave."
This is good stuff.
It is good.
This is really good stuff. Ospreay's got to lose that first match, though.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just
clean.
Like,
no interference at that.
You gotta.
I didn't think that part through. That's on me.
Oh man, I'm sorry. You're having a slow day. I gotta pump the brakes.
No. Don't pump the brakes.
I don't want to do that. I gotta hold off on going
on
full bore until tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll keep you on your toes.
Gosh, I gotta get some sleep tonight, man.
For basketball tomorrow. It's gonna be hot. I gotta go get my liquid. Hey, dude, can you do me a solid?
What?
Can you bring a pack of Liquid IV with you tomorrow?
Sure.
Because I'm going to need it.
Sure.
I'm going to need it.
You know you can get some. Promo code RAW for 20% off your first order, Steve.
I know, but I don't think it's going to come by tomorrow.
No, but you'll have it for next week.
Well, then maybe I'll do that, but I'm going to need something for tomorrow.
Order now.
Order now. How about we answer questions now, and then I'll order?
Sure.
All right.
Hop on your phone, and you can order while we answer questions.
I can do okay.
CatDad7 says, with TNA crossovers now being a thing, what are the odds of an Eric Young and Damian Priest crossover? A deep voice promo off, Steve.
Oh, is that the connective thread there?
Yeah, I think so.
Damian Priest he doesn't really do his, like, I feel like he used to manufacture a deep voice.
Yeah. It's not as deep as it used to be.
I feel like that was some direction given to him. Like, maybe. Hey, just be you. Okay.
He still has a deep voice, but not like it used to be.
Yeah, right.
Kel Miko here, I think we've answered something similar to this, but power rank top 5 fruits.
Top 5 fruits.
Fruits.
Okay. Easy enough. All right. I'm gonna just drop my top 5 just off the top of my head, and then
no
maybe
particular
I'll
order.
rank them. Watermelon, apple, banana. Probably throw grape in there. Grape is a great snack. Is avocado fruit or
It's got a C in the inside. It's a fruit, buddy.
All right, avocado. Avocado might be my number 1. I love avocado.
Yeah, avocado's so good.
And then you could whoop it into
guacamole.
Holy shit.
Good stuff.
So yeah, I'd go avocado, banana, apple, watermelon, and grape.
I'd probably go avocado as well. I really like blueberries, man. You can put blueberries in anything, and they're good. Blueberry
You
muffins,
can put
blueberry
blueberries
pancakes.
in a lot of things, but I'm not
waffles.
huge on eating them raw. I know you are.
Oh, if they're ripe, oh, they're so good.
Oh wow.
I don't really eat bananas plain, but I put them in stuff.
Oh, I love bananas just by themselves.
You know, if I eat them at a certain, after a certain hour, they bother my stomach.
Jeez.
Like if I have
dude.
banana at night,
Yeah, man.
bugs me.
Interesting.
Avocado,
What's going
blueberry,
on in
banana.
that stomach of yours, man?
Nothing good, apparently. Watermelon.
Oh, it's great. God.
And then
Get a big serving spoon.
cut one end off, get the spoon, and just start,
Right.
going after it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm going to say cucumbers. I love me cucumbers.
So I love cucumbers,
Yeah,
but this is basically like 90% water.
I know.
Yeah. I like it in water. When you
I
put
like
the
it on
cucumber-
salads. You get me
like
cucumbers,
spa
some
water?
hummus or something. Oh, it's good.
Yeah, it's
Great.
good. Doesn't do much for you, though. Is there
You're telling me
anything in
there's no
cucumber?
nutrition in a cucumber?
Yeah, but I don't think so.
There's probably more nutrition in a cucumber than there is in celery. Celery is basically just water. You burn more calories eating celery than is in it.
Okay, so I could be completely wrong. I thought I read somewhere sometime that celery actually has a lot of good shit in there for you.
Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't have nutrients in it. It does.
Hold on a
But in
second.
terms of caloric content for celeries, it ain't much.
Cucumbers are high in water and contain many. This is Google's stupid AI thing. Many nutrients, including vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Oh, that makes me more likely to eat cucumbers. I always thought they were just fucking empty.
No.
Here we go. Potassium, magnesium, manganese, calcium, and phosphorus. Potassium can help cucumbers resist disease. What? This is great. It says potassium can help cucumbers resist disease.
Not humans, but cucumbers.
Cucumbers like, man, we got to eat more of ourselves. Oh, man. Anyways, moving on from fruit talk. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Zach Steesh says, what would be a good troll sign to bring with me to Forbidden Door? He says, we're sitting hard cam side. He says, we're thinking of something along the lines of MJF needs the learning tree. That's not trolly enough. Need something more trollish.
I don't know. I'm not good with on the spot stuff right now.
I'm just trying to do something. Says the Acclaimed, Private Party, Daniel Garcia, Pac, and Roosh. Do you think at least 3 out of these 5 acts will finally get a substantial boost past one feud? I think Garcia, they're pushing him.
Yeah, I think Garcia, they're pushing him. There's always a possibility that Tony Khan will realize the Acclaimed were super popular and try to get him to that level again.
I would say Roosh and Garcia have a chance. The others, I don't know about.
Yeah. Blake Whitehouse here asked, you are given the option of going back in time and seeing one thing. Your options are either to see the dinosaurs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or any conspiracy theory that may or may not have happened. If you choose the conspiracy theory and it didn't happen, the offer is no longer off the table.
So you get to go to a different one?
He says you'd also be like an invisible ghost during this, so no one can see and hear you or interact with you. Which do you choose? So I guess if you're just kind of not necessarily present but get to view it, then you don't have to risk like a butterfly effect type deal.
Okay, so you get to hang out of the Texas School Book Depository.
Yeah.
Or Jurassic
period.
Right. You know what okay, if I get to be a ghost, this is kind of grim. I wouldn't mind being around when the asteroid hit. I think it'd be like wildly violent.
Yeah, I would think
and
so.
just interesting to see like what that looks like compared to what we've seen, on cheesy movies. and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like it'd be sad because all those dinos would be like, oh no,
Yeah.
You know, run to the bunker, and they're like, "We're dinosaurs. We didn't build one.
Yeah, we don't build bunker.
We don't know how to lay down concrete." So yeah, probably like the dinosaurs. Probably the dinosaurs.
Because it feels like specifically the Kennedy.
I don't want to see a guy kill a guy.
Well, the assassination. At some point, those documents are going to be released. At some point.
Yeah, but you get to be there. You get to watch Leon.
Yeah.
Be like, whoa. I'd be like, God,
I've
damn,
seen this Zapruder film. You know,
this dude's sharpshooting skills are off the. Hey, you've seen one of the Zapruder films.
Oh, sorry, I've seen the description of another purported Zapruder film. Nobody, apparently outside of me and maybe you, if you're given the same offer, is going to be given the chance to go see actual real dinosaurs. That is literally a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Well, so is watching Oswald kill Kennedy.
No, but those papers are going to
You're acting like that.
Released
Papers?
Yeah.
The Warren Report was out 30, 40 years ago.
No, the classified stuff.
You got to vote for Trump then, dude.
Oh,
he's going to declassify all that shit.
That's what he said last time it didn't happen. It ain't no
what
universe in existence. I'm voting for that asshole.
Yeah, like the one good thing that would have come with that. And like he didn't even do it. Show us the goddamn aliens, coward. Nope.
No, not
liar. Liar.
Yeah, liar.
Oh man, let's see.
Jimmy Thomas here says, who do you think has the best non-licensed music in AEW?
Oh, in AEW. Bryan Danielson.
Oh yeah, you like Bryan Danielson's theme.
I'm gonna do the thing.
Undisputed Kingdom.
Kingdom. Where's Wardlow?
Kingdom.
Where's Adam Cole? Where are all those people?
Rehabbing.
I guess so.
Tymore here says, I'm going to go into both SmackDown and Clash this weekend. When you guys do go to wrestling shows, what do you usually spend your money on? Usually the tickets and parking.
Yeah.
Maybe a hot dog or a snack while I'm there.
Yeah, some concessions.
I don't buy merch because it's too much money.
I think I have bought merch. I've bought merch before.
I'm not to say I haven't. It's been a long time. At a show.
Like, bro, we haven't. You swore off televised wrestling.
Yeah, I'm not that interested in going to televised wrestling shows anymore.
Yeah.
It's a more enjoyable experience at home.
I might. You know, dude, if every time I go to like SmackDown or Raw, I didn't get sat next to some jackass being a jackass, I'd consider taking Bama in September to SmackDown. But every goddamn time.
Every time.
Because like her friend is into wrestling, and her dad has taken her. And I'm like, oh, that'd be kind of cool to do that so they have a bit of a shared experience, and then maybe Bam will get into this stuff.
Maybe.
I was telling Bam the other day how popular we were during the Machinima days.
Uh-huh.
I was like, man, if you were your age, but 15 years ago, man, everybody at your school would be like, oh, wow, your dad is Steve. And she did not give one single shit. She was like, I don't care about anything that you're saying right now, Dad. You're uncool and annoying to me. Let's see here. Marquez says, should Swerve use the Tiger Driver to beat Ospreay at Forbidden Door? Damn.
That'd be pretty neat.
Because Ospreay used the
stomp.
stomp. Oh, wow.
Yeah. I know.
Ouch.
Ospreay hesitates, can't do it. Swerve can.
Just fuck it, I'll do it.
Yeah. To win. That'd be something else.
Yeah, man.
DLC85 says, after watching Who Killed WCW, do you think if executives really push for wrestling, would WCW still be around today? If so, in an alternate universe, would Tony Khan have bought WCW and made it to the current AEW? Well, here's the thing. If WCW was still around today and relatively popular, I don't know why, although if Warner Brothers Discovery is still having financial issues, maybe they'd unload it. I don't know. Yeah, definitely if executives had gotten behind WCW, it's not a guarantee it would have gotten bought by Vince.
No, not at all.
It's actually a pretty good chance it would have sustained far longer than it did. Would it still be around? Don't know. But,
yeah, that's sort of venturing too deep into like alternate history stuff. Yeah, I mean, what you said is exactly right. If the executives there, if that Jamie Kellner fellow was like, hey, you guys had something here, let's try to get it back to where it was. Like, why is Goldberg not on TV? Why is Flair not on TV? Because I think in the end, those guys weren't really around that much. I mean, I know Flair was on the last Nitro, but I don't know how involved he was. And on top of that, it was Flair. It kind of, when we were looking at that stuff yesterday, it kind of surprised me. I was like, God, they really went back to Flair in early 99?
Early 99, yeah, after all that, yeah.
Boy, that's nuts. I mean, I know at the time I remember. Yeah, boy, that's crazy. That's crazy. Let's see here. But yeah, I have no idea if it would have continued.
Yeah.
Luis
here says, alive or dead, who would you love to be interviewed for the death of WCW? So there's some pretty notable names not interviewed for who killed WCW, obviously.
Jim Herd?
All right.
Has he been? He hasn't been interviewed. Is he alive?
I don't know if he's alive. I don't know.
I think Flair apologized to him the other day, so I think
because he said Bill Hurd, Eric Bischoff, and Vince Russo were responsible for killing WCW.
Ric Flair apology. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Jim Herd. Here we go. God damn, he's old. He was born in 39.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I was a
40, what, 80, 84, 85?
Yeah. Yeah, but he's still around.
Okay. But that was early 90s when he was running WCW.
Yeah. To 92. So. Who else? Nick Patrick. Interview that guy about Starrcade.
It'd been interesting to interview the Giant and Chris Jericho because they were the first two major names to leave to go to WWE.
Freaking love that you just referred to Paul White as the Giant.
Yeah. That's awesome. His character's name in WCW.
Yeah. He didn't even say Big Show.
No, Giant.
I wish they would have interviewed him about his relationship with his father, Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
That'd be great. No, I agree with you. I think that Giant and Jericho would have been good interviews. I'm shocked that Jericho wasn't interviewed for this thing.
I know. I mean, he does the narration for Dark Side of the Ring. So
you think it's because Rock's affiliation with WWE?
Oh, maybe.
Thought maybe that's the deal.
Maybe. Could be. I mean, obviously, if he was still around, Scott Hall.
Let me ask you this: I was gonna DM Jason about this, because I'm legit curious, but I want you to take a guess before I do that.
All right.
One of the B-roll, one of the cutaways they have, it was a staged '90s bedroom, and it's got a bunch of posters of stuff. Yeah. And there's an old iMac. And on the iMac, they show AOL loading up.
Yeah.
Practical or digital? Computer graphic.
With how often AOL would send those the installed discs in the mail, there's probably a lot of people that's got piles of those things just sitting around.
So, okay, when I say that would be insane if they actually loaded up the CD. What I was thinking, practically speaking, was somehow they would get a YouTube video of the AOL shit loading up.
I'm saying practical as in they got the disc, put it in the iMac, installed the software. That's what I'm saying.
That's fucking... If that's the case, that is nuts. I was thinking that they would just load up video of it and somehow port that into the iMac. I think it's probably more likely that they just filmed the iMac and overlay the video on it. But I'm legit curious because you're sitting there hey, we should have an iMac with AOL loading up on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The possibility exists that it was an old iMac that already had AOL installed on it.
They booted that thing up. Yeah, I know, but it's connecting.
Yeah, I know.
Can you still do that?
I don't know.
Does it still connect to those old school server? Could you? I don't know. Yeah, I guess they had old LAN cords. Yeah, I kind of want to know. I kind of want to know. We're gonna have that exclusive, dude. I'm gonna ask him.
There we go. Nikyle here asks, later down the line, will Okada go after the AEW World title while still international champ for a shot becoming double champ, or should someone beat him for the international title first, and who beats him?
Wait, should who?
What?
What was the question? Sorry.
Will Okada go after the world title while still being international champ, and if so, or sorry, and if
Continental
not,
champ.
Intercontinental champion. Who beats? Sorry, international champion. Sorry, who
No,
beats?
Okada's continental champion.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. Question here says international.
Gotcha.
So Okada, will he go after the AEW World title while still Continental champ? And if not, who beats him for the Continental champ?
Oh, Kenny's the only guy who can beat him for the Continental Championship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
Jay White.
Jay White's a good name. I was thinking Takeshita would be a good name. It's got to be one of them, like either somebody's got history with or one of them wrestler guys who could really use it.
Yeah. Yeah, Takeshita could use it.
Takeshita could really use that.
I know.
Yeah. That's all the
I'm hoping if
questions
Jack
I have.
Perry doesn't win the TNT title, that it's Takeshita that gets it. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's probably near certainty that Jack Perry's going to win. But.
I think you're right about that. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Anyways, that's all the questions I have over here.
Same.
All right, man. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. No show tomorrow because on Saturday morning, we've got Clash at the Castle. We got a review there. So enjoy your Friday, everybody. Till next time, we'll see you guys around.
Goodbye.
Help support Friendo Club by going to patreon.com/Steven Larson or clicking join at youtube.com/Steven Larson. Access to bonus episodes, question threads for the Going In Raw podcast, and entry to our monthly wrestling predictions challenges. Join the Friendo Club today.